Hey everybody, it's stupid o'clock in the morning, and today I've arranged to go and meet Adam from the ULARP channel, and we're going to go into London to the Dragonmeet convention. It's a one-day convention that's held in the Novotel in Hammersmith, and it deals with a load of aspects of tabletop gaming. And so, as you can see behind me, I've got a particular weakness for tabletop miniatures, so that could eat into my holiday fund. So that's me off there to dispose of my disposable income. Well, it would be, but I've got a problem. Somebody doesn't want to get off my lap. This is Thor, everybody. Say hi, Thor. Yeah, you good boy. So, somebody's going to be very disappointed, but, you know, I've got to make sacrifices like not having a nice warm cat on my lap in order to bring you quality videos. Yes, indeed. Well, as you can see, it's -5 out there. It's freezing. So I've never been more glad for having a car with heated seats. However, it's going to take a little bit longer than that to clear the windscreen, and to be honest with you, I cannot be asked to get out there and freeze my hands off scraping that. So I guess I'm going to sit here for a few minutes while the blowers clear that. So, made it to Dragonmeet. Not a bad drive down to Uxbridge, and then from there on the tube down to Hammersmith. It's already pretty crowded, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment and see if I can get the time lapse on the camera to work. I'll do a quick walk around the trade hall. So we're pretty much done here now, and absolutely all of the things, and I mean all of the things. So now all I have to do is to fight my way up here, manage to battle my way through the London Underground back to my car, and then back to deepest, darkest Essex where nobody goes. And following on from that, obviously there'll be the haul video, which is basically me going, ooh, shiny math rocks go clack clack. I did not know that. Hi there. Well, I'm back from Dragonmeet, and very enjoyable experience. Very nice convention. Very well organised. Very easy to get tickets for. If I had any criticisms, it's that the trade hall is manic. I got there a little while after opening, and as you can see from the brief bit of the video, it was really packed and crowded. Now, I'm slightly on the autistic spectrum, and I really don't like a lot of crowds and noise. And you know, for people that are slightly more on the spectrum, it could be very overwhelming. And I certainly know that a friend of mine had recently broken her collarbone, and it was very difficult for her to navigate, because obviously people can't see behind them, but they stop in the middle of walkways anyway. Everybody's trying to make their way through too little space, so it's not that good. But if I do have a tip for those of you who don't like crowds, it is, if you do wait until quite a lot later in the afternoon, it does calm down considerably. I've got a photo that I'll show you with Adam meeting one of the special guests, and you can see just quite how empty it was by that time. So yes, it does mean that some of the more hard to get items on the trade floor might have sold out, but it's a much more peaceful shopping experience. I found I had a lot of time, and then I could actually pause at each stand and take a look at it. Real standouts of the convention for me, there was a couple of stalls that really caught my eye. One of them is a company called 3D&D, and as the name suggests, they're a 3D printing firm. Now, some of you may have heard of a company called Hero Forge that are based in the United States, and they allow you to make a 3-dimensional custom miniature by going, okay, pick a race, now pick an outfit, pick a weapon, pick cloaks, choose. There's a very wide variety of stuff. It's, for my money, it's the most customizable, lots of customs in that last sentence, miniatures thing on the market at the moment. But it does cost quite a bit. It's like $29, which, what's the exchange rate now? Was it about 130 against the pound? Don't expect me to work that out, because I don't know. What I'll do is I'll make it look like I can work it out, but I'll actually look at a currency converter and I'll put it up as a subtitle at this point, so it will probably be down there somewhere. So it works out quite expensive, but you can buy what's called the STL file, which is the file format to do a 3D print, and that's only around $9, which is quite reasonable, but not everybody has got the skills to do really good high quality miniature prints. However, these guys, they're UK based. For a standard 28mm gaming miniature, £8 to print it. So it's like $9 plus £8 for your custom mini, and they're based in the UK. I've seen the packaging they use. It's very well packaged, and they said that they've got no quibble. If it arrives damaged, they'll do replacements and stuff. I've got some footage which I'll drop in, maybe throw in some pictures, but they did some other stuff that I was really impressed with. So I'll show you either a picture-in-picture or just drop something in. I'm still learning the editing software, so bear with me. They have like little, I think all of the trendy young people call them chibi, which is, I think, some kind of Japanese thing for we've really squished them down and made them cute. But they do dice holders where you've got the character, but it's almost like it's been lobotomized, and then your D20 sits in the top of their head, which is amazing.
Anything from miniature right through to something this size. Based in the UK, most of the packing is in all prices that you see online, so 28mm figure is only £8. Absolute steal, really. Everything is guaranteed. Any issues you have, so there's a miniature of sort out. So if you want to get in touch, visit the
One of the other things that I was really impressed by, and you can tell I was impressed because, you know, you can take a look at me, and I'm obviously not one of these people that's like obsessed with cute stuff, but even I had to admit that these were amazing. So it's another one of these, you never knew you didn't have it, but now you want it. And this is an amazing product, great name, made by an individual that goes by the name of Rach Makes on Facebook and Instagram, and the product is called Dice Mice, and they are amazingly cute, tiny little mice sculptures that hold your dice for you, and they're brilliant and they're phenomenally talented, really great. I can't recommend this enough. They look fantastic, and I'll show you some pictures. Right, with that done, I'll get on to all of the stuff I managed to purchase. Right, let's start off with talking about every tabletop RPG's obsession, dice. Now these are crystal dice with embedded stuff from a company called D&D Dice, and now these are pretty cool in that they are. I don't know how well it picks up on. I don't know how well this is going to pick up on camera. Nope, doesn't pick up at all. So what I'll do is I'll show some close-ups in photographs afterwards. But essentially, they're part solid resin, and then further up they go clear resin, and they've got floating little pieces of foil in them. So these are seasonal. I wasn't able to get hold of the ones with the snow in them, but the orange ones have got little leaves in them. Green ones have got more green leaves, and the blue ones have got like little water droplets in them. But you know, as I said, I'm a sucker for dice, and hey, shiny math rock, go clack clack, right? So this is the packaging. It's quite simple, but it's quite nice. It's a little metal tin with a clear window in it. It's very nice, very good quality. No complaints about these at all. So hopefully you'll be able to see there in a slightly closer up shot that there's the. You can see like the little particles suspended within them. Very cool. Looks very nice. So you can see here that we've got the little dice holding dudes. Various different kinds of lobotomized creatures with their brains replaced by dice. So they will get an undercoat, and then they will get painted up, and they will look very nice and impressive on the table. But again, things that you didn't know that you had a need for that don't actually make a lot of difference, but they do look really cool. Again, you've seen these all over the place, particularly on the live streaming shows like Critical Role. These are what's been referred to as condition rings, where it reminds you that there's an effect on that particular model. So it will let you know if it's been slowed or poisoned, held, whether the character's maintaining concentration or whatever. So it's a nice little aid memoir. So picked up a few more of those to go. And a couple of products here from a company called Gale Force 9. They produce monster cards. So these two particular sets of monster cards detail all of the monsters that are included in Volo's Guide to Monsters and Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. Now, they're double-sided card, and on one side you've got a picture of the monster in question, and on the reverse of that card you've got the stat block. So, in my opinion, this is a lot better than having to leaf through the monster manual to find the reference, particularly you can read through the dungeon in advance. You can go, right, okay, what monsters are in this dungeon? I can take the cards out so I can have all of the information at hand. And it also means that you can flash the information to your players. So you can say, hey, right, this looks like this, and it's quite easy for you to just cover up the name of the monster with your thumb, so they can see what the monster looks like without necessarily being twigged onto it. So, you know, it's kind of more difficult to metagame and go, right, it's one of those, so I know what weaknesses that's got. So they're quite handy. I use those quite a lot. Cards you can see there are actually the larger size. They've got another one that's a standard trading card size for monsters that don't have as big a stat block.